Our next question is, why did you start it? So you went to work with this commercial contractor, and I think the way you were explained to me is they said, "Hey, find us the best project management software out there and tell us a story from there."
Yeah. So, when I first walked in, I mean, it was just, again, it was apparent the chaos that was going on that I know a lot of construction owners are very familiar with. I saw papers, walking in the door with everyone's timesheets going into these folders. We had expenses and receipts and, things flying around, putting them into folders and binders and, passing them from one person to the next, and then they had a bunch of like Google Sheets where, someone would type it in one sheet and then it would get copied over to this other sheet and then over to another place, type it into QuickBooks. Like, I think I found one place where it was like quadruple data entry and my mind almost exploded. So I was like, look, guys, like, we're definitely need to find some software for the business. And, originally that was kind of my thought, is I was just going to come in here and help a friend out, go find them some construction management software. I looked at everything from, Builder Trend, CoConstruct, Procore, the list goes on and on, right? Like I created a massive spreadsheet. I tried them all, kind of came up with my pros and cons, looked at the cost. And at the end of the day, though, like I struggled to make a recommendation for them, just because, in my opinion, I thought it was, either pretty antiquated software. Again, I came from a software background, just thought that it looked like it might take a lot more effort to, really customize it to meet our needs at our company, or it was super expensive. And so, I struggled to make a recommendation on which one we should move forward with. They were like, well, you're a software guy. Why don't you just build us something? I'm like, well, I don't want to create another one-off that, we're going to have to maintain. And I sort of pushed back for a while, but they kept pushing me on it. And so, ultimately I basically said, look, I'm willing to do this, but, my conditions are I take over as CEO, I give you 1 year and everything I build to my intellectual properties. Don't be surprised if, if this thing, takes off and I think it's got some legs and I may want to go and do that. And so, I basically had the opportunity to take over the business and, worked hand in hand with everyone on the team and got to, that was really kind of my deep dive into, construction and being able to manage that, kind of everything there. And, I basically just kind of started at the beginning and said, okay, well, let's get organized on the sales and estimating side. And, sat down, I shadowed the guys, tried to really understand what it was like as, day in the life of an estimator. And, lo and behold, I find that, some of the guys are using, margin to calculate the sales. Some of them were using markup. We were targeting a 30% profit margin on every job, and then I was trying to figure out, well, why are some guys always way under? Well, it turns out they're doing a 30% markup, which is only going to get you a 23% profit margin. And so it was just kind of uncovering things like that helped me to create sort of this first version of JobTread, where the guys could, basically just figure out your cost and, the budget will automatically calculate the price, and so going through that exercise and working hand in hand with, all the different people from the estimators to the project managers to, the office people, dealing with all the bookkeeping, that helped us kind of learn and build out the first version of what is now JobTread.